I think first title when you win, um, then you have that confidence and that pathway. More importantly, the pathway. Uh, the talent has always been there. They've been into finals, I think, on three previous occasions before 2025 when they won it. Yeah, I think 9, 11, and 16, if I remember correctly, and 25 when they won it. So before 25, they were already in finals a few times earlier. So it's not that they were not a good team. It's just that the other team was had a better edge or won it. And I remember the 2016 game very convincing, very clearly. I think Virat was very convincing right through the season as well in terms of scoring. But I won't say that there's no dependence. I'll say yes, that's one of the factors. For this 2026 season, I think clearly the fact that they knew how to win a title and how to go out there and retain a title because they had won it in 25, that is a major, major thing. Not that other teams don't know it, but we're talking in terms of RCB. That's number one. Number two is obviously the manner in which every player in that team has been delivering, whether it's the openers, whether if there is an injury to somebody, even if Venkatesh Iyer had come in after Salt left, everybody came in and took their position from where the earlier guy who was delivering and performing, the new guy coming in was striking the ball or probably bowling in the same manner in which somebody who had missed coming out there, missed the opportunity of playing. So everybody was doing their bit. And look, they've always had a world-class player in Virat Kohli. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is there. Josh Hazelwood is there. So these players were there earlier also. So that's why the result came. These players were there even before, and the results have been there. So it's definitely a collective effort, and I think I won't underplay the value of Virat Kohli in this team. I think it's a massive quality of Virat Kohli that RCB as a franchise has. Undoubtedly, I think he will definitely find a place in the squad of the Indian T20 team. Undoubtedly, look, he has always had the skill. When he made the Test debut for India, it was just one of those opportunities. I think he got 2 or 3 Test matches where he couldn't deliver against England. If I remember correctly, his Test debut was against England. But it's not that if he didn't do justice to his selections that he's not a good player. He was always a very good player, and I know this why so convincingly I'm able to say is because I've covered domestic cricket. I've seen how he's played over the years. So yeah, even if he's not done that well in Test cricket, doesn't mean that he can't play one day or T20. It's just that the Indian team is so full in that middle order or in the top order right now. I think if you look at any batter to getting an opportunity, it's a tough one to break through. But Rajat Patidar has always been very skillful, very talented, and it's not just about winning IPL. It's just a confirmation about him being a leader and the franchise winning. I think if you just see him as the way he has been playing cricket over the past, I think, a couple of years, it's been absolutely brilliant. So we always talk about match winners, and Rajat Patidar is definitely one. Uh, I've got your question, but I think towards the last part, you've just mixed a couple of points together. First, I'll answer your question about him being in the team. It's not that he will not be in the team or anybody is stopping him from being in the team. It's not that. It's just that right now, he's already being picked. I think he's already on the team to Sri Lanka with the India A team. He's already in the India A squad. He's been a part of the under 19 Indian team as well. So he is already in the reckoning of the Indian team. It's just a matter of time when the selectors feel that it's the opportunity that he can be provided with the Indian team. However, as passionately as we all feel for a young 15-year-old cricketer to be, scoring 100, missed out on an opportunity, he should be playing for an Indian team. I can completely understand why all of us, we have such emotions towards a young cricketer. That unfair approach should not happen. But on the other side, let's face it, nobody's being unfair to him, or it's not that he's not been picked. It's just that there are already players, and we are not even talking about Yashasvi Jaiswal, who till now has actually not got a chance in a T20 team. And let's say probably 3 years down the line, 3 years earlier, we were looking at how can Yashasvi play in a T20 team. And in 2024, when he was part of that squad where India won that World Cup in the West Indies, we were like, how can Yashasvi play? Now we're not even talking about Yashasvi, we're straight away talking about Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. So whilst it's a very healthy sign for us as an Indian team or us in the country to have such talented cricketers, but we also must keep in mind that everybody requires an opportunity. And we're already saying that Shubman Gill, it wasn't right on Shubman Gill. So, but we can only play a few batters. We can't as a team you can't have a team of 11 batters and no bowlers or a wicketkeeper or all rounder. So it's a tough situation, but I'm pretty certain that he will get his due and he'll get it very soon as well. And it's good to see him on the trip on the tour to Sri Lanka. Now, to come into your part where you said that it should not go to his head, I don't think so. If it has to go to his head, he has to balance it out. It's the fandom is there for everyone to see. The following is there for the sport. When he was born, cricket was already a pride of the country. Cricketers were already followed sports people, and they continue to remain. So he's grown up with all this adulation around him. It is just upon him how he handles it, or around him, people who are there, how they educate him to handle all this. So first thing is about injuries, right? So I think you're talking about injury to Amanjot and Kashvi, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, you can't do anything now since they're already injured. But yes, it's obviously not a very pleasing sight to not see both of them in this Indian squad for the World Cup. And I feel we're whenever you see an Indian team, it is always leaning towards either a batting side or a bowling side. That balance that is essential. I feel both these cricketers, Aman and Kashvi, do provide that. And um, well, they're not on the squad, they're not on the team, so you can't do anything much. It's just that who is able to fill in their place or create their own place. It's for everyone to see. In terms of Yastika performing well, I think it's a very good sign. It's a healthy sign. If Yastika, I really like the way she was striking the ball. She's one of those cricketers that we speak about it in a very cricketing parlance that when the ball meets the bat, she's one of those cricketers. The sound is very sweet. So a sweet sound comes out because of the timing that she has, and that's a very gifted thing that she has. So it's very good that she is scoring runs, and she scored in the first T20, though she missed out on a long innings in the second. Um, but what it also does is that it's not about just balancing out Jemmy and Harman and Yastika. I think Indian team will probably need to be a little more open about the fact of that flexibility in that batting order. I'm not saying that they will not be, because right now it's just a series against England. Um, but a couple of weeks or almost less than that away, where the Indian team will play their first World Cup game, I feel there needs to be a little more adaptability to the flexibility, because they've got players like Richa Ghosh who are there in the midst as well. And if needed, maybe that the change in the batting order needs to come around, because it's not that India has quality strikers like Richa Ghosh. Because we have Richa, we obviously need to use her to our advantage. So how that thing gets balanced out, even I'll be very keen on watching that out once the warm-up games start. So Nandini Sharma has not been picked because of domestic performance. Nandini Sharma has been picked because of the recent WPL performance. Um, and she did well. She took 3 wickets. Very good. Continues to do well. Excellent. There is always an opportunity that the team will have in terms of playing her ahead of any other bowler if they feel like. But yes, it's a good thing that she started off with a good, successful outing as a bowler and as a team as well, with India winning that first T20 against England. So it's good. I don't think the 50 over World Cup was, let's say that it was an easy ride for India. No, I don't think so. I think it was very much a keenly contested and very competitive World Cup. Indian team didn't reach there because somebody backed out or somebody played ordinary cricket. They reached there because they won, then they lost, then they started winning. So, it was that kind of a roller coaster ride. That's why the confidence that is there with this Indian team is because nobody gifted them the World Cup, they won it. So that is why the confidence is there with each and every individual player and collectively as a team for the India women team. In terms of getting monkey off the back, no, I don't think so. I think the kind of formats that now we play, earlier it was only a 50 over World Cup that we used to practice or wait for. Now it's a 50 over T20. That there's also talk of a Test Championship to be coming up. So that's a different story. But England conditions are not alien. For Nandini, yes, she's playing there, but in a very small career of Sri Charni, this is her second tour to England in less than 24 months. So less than 12 months rather. So in England, few of them or most of them have already played there. At least the core of this Indian. I will say that it is every World Cup is keenly contested, and so will this be. But yes, now since India has tasted success and become world champions in one format, they themselves will be keen on holding another World Cup trophy in another format, which is obviously important. And so other teams will also be vying for beating India and getting ahead of them. So it'll not be easy, but who says that world champions have it easy or should have it easy? I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough game, but I'm pretty certain that the girls are up for the challenge. I think look, for me, India will always remain one of the favorite sides, undoubtedly. Obviously, I want them there. Not only in the top four, and not I'll just say I just want them in the top two and then the top team. So, but it doesn't happen in words. Your cricket is always played on the ground. It's not an easy pool. I feel that even Pakistan has been playing some very good cricket. Coming from that, India does not know how Netherlands would come out. They've also made it to the team to the World Cup. Uh, and why should we just forget the fact that there is an Australian team and a South African team in the same pool? So only two of the teams can qualify for the semi-finals from that pool. So it's not going to be very easy. And it's not going to be that simply put that it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. And it is unfair also because I think South Africa has been so consistent over the past 3 years in all formats. Australia, we know, will be looking for their seventh title. India wants to go ahead of the and get to the semi-finals, which they didn't in the last tournament. So it won't be that easy. And that other pool is also not very simple. I think with England there, with New Zealand wanting to make a strong impression, New Zealand started the same way in the 24 World Cup. They didn't have a great series. They didn't come in with as at the back of a good performances leading up to the World Cup. They had 10 matches on the trot. They had lost or something like that, but they went ahead and won the World Cup. So it's not going to be that simple. But yes, keeping an eye on the Indian team. It'll be interesting to see how the team copes up with the challenges that they already have vis-a-vis the challenges that they'll be faced up with.